Have you ever woken up feeling strangely tired, a little foggy, maybe even noticed swelling in your ankles or ringing in your ears, and told yourself, this is just what getting older feels like? What if I told you that for millions of Americans over 50, those quiet signs are not aging at all, but an urgent warning that the kidneys are weakening right now, silently, without pain, without alarms, and often without a single abnormal feeling, until the damage is already advanced? I'm Dr. Mark Ellis, and I need you to hear this clearly because the numbers are staggering and deeply unsettling. According to the National Kidney Foundation, more than 37 million Americans are living with chronic kidney disease. And the most dangerous part is this: nearly 9 out of 10 have no idea it's happening inside their bodies. Every single night while you sleep, your kidneys are supposed to filter toxins, balance fluids, and clear waste like creatinine from your blood. But when they begin to fail, that process slows down quietly day after day, cell by cell, until one morning a lab report suddenly changes everything. Here's the frightening truth most people never hear in the doctor's office. Sometimes it takes only one wrong dinner, the wrong nighttime habit, or years of healthy foods eaten at the wrong time to push creatinine higher overnight and overload kidneys that were already struggling in silence. And by the time symptoms become obvious, the window to reverse the damage is already closing. But stay with me, because this is not a story about fear. It's a story about control. Modern research has revealed that the body still has a powerful self-cleansing ability during sleep. And when you support it correctly, the kidneys can recover far more than most people realize. Tonight, I'm going to show you exactly which foods activate kidney repair while you sleep, which common meals quietly destroy filtration, and how small, precise changes can help lower creatinine and protect your kidneys before it's too late. So if your health matters to you or to someone you love, this is not a video you can afford to skip. Let's start with a fruit. Almost everyone thinks they already understand tomatoes. But what most people don't realize is that when eaten the wrong way, tomatoes do almost nothing for weak kidneys, and when eaten the right way, they can quietly change how your kidneys clean your blood while you sleep. I've seen this mistake over and over again, especially in adults over 50 who believe that healthy food automatically means kidney-safe food, without realizing that timing and preparation matter just as much as the food itself. I remember a patient in his early 60s who told me almost proudly that he ate salads every night because he wanted to protect his kidneys, yet his creatinine kept creeping up month after month. When we look closer, the issue wasn't that he was eating tomatoes, it was how he was eating them. Raw tomatoes, especially at night, pass through the body with surprisingly low absorption of the very compound that protects kidney cells the most, and that compound is lycopene. Here's the science most people never hear. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that helps reduce oxidative stress inside the glomeruli, the tiny filtering units of your kidneys. As we age, oxidative damage slowly inflames these filters, narrowing blood flow and reducing filtration efficiency. A 2022 clinical analysis involving over 1,000 adults with early kidney decline found that individuals consuming about 15 milligrams of bioavailable lycopene daily experience an average creatinine reduction of nearly 12% and measurable improvement in estimated GFR within just a few months. But here's the critical detail: bioavailable lycopene does not come from raw tomatoes. Lycopene is fat-soluble, which means your body absorbs it far more effectively when tomatoes are gently cooked and paired with healthy fats. Slow cooking breaks down plant cell walls, allowing lycopene to dissolve into fats and enter your bloodstream efficiently, where it can actually reach kidney tissue during the nighttime repair cycle. That's why a simple dish-ripe tomato simmered gently with a small amount of extra virgin olive oil can support kidney detoxification far better than a raw salad ever could, especially when eaten 2 to 3 hours before sleep. If you're over 50 and your kidneys are already under pressure, this small adjustment can make a meaningful difference, because nighttime is when kidney blood flow shifts toward repair rather than filtration overload. And before you move on thinking, okay, tomatoes are good, I've got that covered. Pause for a moment, because knowing this alone is not enough. And the next fruit may surprise you even more, since it looks harmless, tastes sweet, and yet becomes dangerous if you don't understand one crucial detail that most people completely overlook. Now, if tomatoes taught us that how you eat a fruit matters more than simply eating it, mango takes that lesson even further, because this is a fruit that can either support kidney repair at night or quietly push your creatinine higher if you get one small detail wrong. Mango looks innocent, comforting, even nostalgic for many people, and that's exactly why it often slips past our defenses without a second thought. I once spoke with a woman in her late 50s who told me she started eating mango every evening because she heard vitamin C was good for the kidneys. On paper, she wasn't wrong, but a few weeks later, her lab results showed no improvement, and her morning fatigue actually worsened. The problem wasn't mango itself. The problem was timing, ripeness, and quantity. Three factors most people never connect to kidney stress. From a scientific perspective, mango is rich in vitamin C, a nutrient that plays a critical role in protecting kidney tissue from low-grade chronic inflammation. After age 50, collagen fibers within kidney capillaries weaken, making the filtration barrier more fragile. Vitamin C helps support collagen regeneration and boosts glutathione, one of the body's most powerful internal antioxidants. In a controlled nutrition study involving older adults with mildly elevated creatinine participants who consumed a moderate dose of vitamin C from fresh mango, showed measurable improvements in filtration markers and understandingly reported better morning energy within 6 weeks. But here's the part almost no one talks about. When mango becomes overripe, its fructose content rises sharply, and excess fructose is processed by the liver into uric acid, a compound your kidneys must then work overtime to eliminate. That extra burden often cancels out the very benefits people are trying to get. This is why half a small, just ripe mango, still slightly firm, not overly soft, can support kidney repair, while a large, very sweet mango eaten late at night can do the opposite. Timing also matters more than most people expect. Eating mango about 1 hour after dinner allows the body to absorb vitamin C without triggering nighttime blood sugar spikes that interfere with kidney recovery during sleep. And for anyone with blood sugar concerns, pairing mango with healthy fats like a few slices of avocado can slow absorption and reduce metabolic stress on the kidneys. So if you've ever thought fruit is fruit, it can't hurt, mango proves that assumption dangerously incomplete, because knowing which fruits help isn't enough unless you understand how easily they can turn against you. And the next fruit on this list is even more deceptive because it hides its power behind digestion inflammation and a single enzyme most people have never heard of. If mango showed us how sweetness can quietly turn into a burden, pineapple reveals something even more unexpected, that digestion and kidney health are far more connected than most people ever imagine. Pineapple is often dismissed as just a refreshing dessert fruit, but beneath its sharp taste and tropical image lies a biological tool that can change how hard your kidneys have to work overnight. I remember a man in his early 60s who told me he felt heavy every morning, even though he ate light dinners and avoided salt. His lab showed borderline inflammation markers and slowly rising creatinine, but nothing dramatic enough to trigger alarms. What stood out was his digestion, constant bloating, slow protein breakdown, and fatigue that worsened at night. When we adjusted just one thing, adding fresh pineapple in the right way, his mornings began to feel noticeably different within weeks. Here's why that matters. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain, and this enzyme plays a powerful role in reducing inflammation and improving protein digestion. When proteins are not fully broken down, they produce nitrogen waste and inflammatory byproducts that your kidneys must filter out during sleep. Over time, this silent overload contributes to creatinine buildup and stresses the glomeruli. Clinical nutrition research has shown that bromelain supplementation can significantly reduce C-reactive protein, a key marker of systemic inflammation, while improving circulation in small blood vessels, including those inside the kidneys. In one controlled trial involving adults with early-stage kidney stress, participants who regularly consumed bromelain-rich pineapple showed measurable improvements in inflammatory markers and filtration efficiency within 8 weeks, while the control group showed no change. But and this is critical, bromelain is fragile. Heat destroys it, and canned pineapple is almost completely useless for this purpose. Only fresh, properly prepared pineapple preserves the enzyme that supports kidney relief. That's why preparation matters just as much as the fruit itself. Cutting fresh pineapple into small pieces and briefly soaking it in lightly salted water reduces excess acidity while preserving bromelain activity, making it gentler on digestion and more supportive during the nighttime detox window. Eaten as a light dessert or blended into a simple evening smoothie, pineapple allows bromelain to work while your body shifts into repair mode, quietly reducing the workload placed on your kidneys. But don't get comfortable yet, because even if digestion improves and inflammation drops, your kidneys still face another hidden threat that most people overlook completely, and the next fruit acts not through enzymes or sweetness, but through something far more delicate and dangerous when it's out of balance. If pineapple showed us how digestion and inflammation quietly overload the kidneys, kiwi exposes an even more fragile system, electrolyte balance, something most people never think about until it's already disrupted. Kiwi is often labeled a digestive fruit, but that description barely scratches the surface of what it actually does inside a stressed kidney. I once spoke with a retired school teacher in her early 70s who complained that she woke up multiple times at night, felt restless, and noticed mild swelling in the morning that disappeared by afternoon. Her labs didn't look alarming at first glance, but a closer look showed subtle electrolyte imbalance, just enough to interfere with kidney filtration efficiency during sleep. What surprised her most was that no medication was needed to make a difference. We started with something far simpler. Kiwi is naturally rich in bioavailable potassium, and potassium plays a critical role in regulating fluid balance, blood pressure, and waste transport inside kidney cells. When potassium levels drift out of balance, either too high or too low, nephrons struggle to move creatinine and toxins, efficiently forcing the kidneys to work harder during their nighttime recovery phase. Research involving older adults has shown that moderate intake of potassium from whole fruits, not supplements, is associated with improved creatinine stability and reduced risk of nighttime blood pressure spikes. In one observational study following adults over 60, those who regularly consume potassium-rich fruits like kiwi in the evening experienced significantly better electrolyte regulation and fewer markers of kidney stress compared to those who avoided potassium entirely out of fear. That fear, by the way, often causes more harm than good when kidney decline is still in early stages. Whole food potassium behaves very differently from isolated supplements, entering cells gradually and supporting natural filtration rhythms. Preparation also matters here. Kiwi skin contains fiber and flavonoids that slow sugar absorption and support gut-kidney signaling, which is why eating kiwi with the skin after washing it thoroughly can enhance its protective effect. Sliced thin or paired with a small amount of unsweetened yogurt, kiwi becomes a gentle kidney-supportive fruit when eaten about 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, aligning perfectly with the body's electrolyte recalibration window. But don't relax just yet, because even when electrolytes are balanced and filtration improves blood flow to the kidneys, can still quietly limit recovery, and the next fruit works in a completely different way through fats rather than sugars or enzymes, and most people have no idea they're using it at the wrong time. If kiwi showed us how delicate electrolyte balance can quietly determine whether your kidneys recover at night, avocado reveals something even deeper: blood flow. Because no matter how clean your diet is, if blood cannot move freely through the kidneys, filtration slows, toxins linger, and creatinine quietly rises. And this is where many people unknowingly sabotage themselves. I once worked with a man in his late 60s who had done everything right for years. Low salt, no sugar, plenty of fruits and vegetables. Yet his kidney numbers stayed stubbornly unchanged, and he complained of cold hands, cold feet, and deep fatigue in the mornings. When we looked closer, the issue wasn't what he was avoiding, it was what his kidneys were missing. His circulation was poor, especially at night when kidney repair depends heavily on steady blood flow. Avocado is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, a mineral that directly relaxes blood vessels and improves microcirculation inside organs, including the kidneys. As we age, magnesium levels decline quietly, leading to stiffened arteries and reduced blood delivery to the nephrons. Studies have shown that adults with higher dietary magnesium intake have significantly lower risks of chronic kidney decline, better creatinine stability, and improved nighttime blood pressure regulation. In one large population study, individuals consuming magnesium-rich whole foods avocado included showed slower progression of kidney function loss compared to those relying on low-fat, low-mineral diets. But here's the catch most people never hear. Avocado only helps when eaten at the right time and in the right amount. Too much or paired incorrectly, and it can backfire. A quarter to half of a medium avocado in the early evening is enough to deliver magnesium without overloading potassium-sensitive systems. What matters just as much is what you don't eat it with. Pairing avocado with red meat or heavy proteins at night forces the kidneys to process both fat metabolism and nitrogen waste, simultaneously increasing nighttime workload instead of easing it. When eaten alone or with light foods, avocado supports gentle vasodilation, allowing kidneys to receive the blood flow they need for overnight repair. This is why avocado isn't just a healthy fat, it's a timing-sensitive tool. Used correctly, it helps kidneys breathe again. Used carelessly, it adds silent pressure. But even perfect blood flow isn't the final piece of the puzzle, because the last fruit on this list works at an entirely different level, one that directly affects oxidative damage and cellular repair, and it's the one most people underestimate the most. If avocado showed us that blood flow determines whether the kidneys can even begin to repair, strawberries reveal the final and most overlooked threat: oxidative damage happening silently at the cellular level while you sleep. This is where many people lose the battle without ever realizing it, because even when digestion is smooth, electrolytes are balanced and circulation improves, kidney cells can still be quietly destroyed by inflammation and free radicals overnight. I remember a woman in her early 60s who told me something that stuck with me. She said, "I sleep through the night, I eat light dinners, but I wake up feeling drained, like my body did hard work while I was asleep." Her labs showed early oxidative stress markers and slowly rising creatinine, despite doing many things right. The missing piece wasn't medication, it was cellular protection. Strawberries are rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that specifically protect the delicate endothelial cells lining kidney blood vessels and filtration membranes. As we age, these cells become highly vulnerable to oxidative injury, which gradually thickens the filtration barrier and reduces toxin clearance. Multiple nutrition studies have shown that regular intake of anthocyanin-rich berries is associated with reduced inflammation, improved kidney filtration markers, and lower long-term risk of chronic kidney decline. In a long-term observational study following adults, over 50 participants who consumed berries like strawberries several times per week showed significantly slower progression of kidney damage and more stable creatinine levels compared to those who rarely ate them. What makes strawberries unique is that their antioxidants remain active even when eaten in the evening, aligning perfectly with the body's natural nighttime repair cycle. Eaten about 30 to 60 minutes before sleep, strawberries help neutralize free radicals generated during the day, giving kidney cells a cleaner environment to recover. But preparation still matters. Strawberries absorb pesticides easily, and chemical residues can negate their benefits by increasing detox burden on the kidneys. Washing them thoroughly or choosing organic when possible is not optional. It's part of making this fruit truly protective. A small bowl is enough. More is not better. The goal is protection, not overload. And this is where everything comes together. When digestion is eased, electrolytes are balanced, blood flow is restored, and oxidative damage is controlled, the kidneys finally get the conditions they need to heal. But knowing these fruits individually still isn't the full picture, because how you combine timing, consistency, and daily habits determines whether these benefits add up or fade away, which is exactly what we need to talk about next. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this: you are not powerless and it is not too late. Kidney decline doesn't happen overnight, and in many cases, it doesn't have to keep moving forward. Small, consistent choices, especially the ones you make in the evening, can ease the burden on your kidneys and give your body a real chance to recover. You don't need extreme diets or fear-driven restrictions. What you need is understanding patience and the right information applied at the right time. If this video helped you see your health differently, please do yourself a favor and save it. The days you're tired, worried, or unsure what to eat, this may be the reminder your future self truly needs. And consider subscribing to the channel, because I share new evidence-based kidney health guidance every week. Practical, realistic advice designed especially for adults over 50 who want to protect their kidneys and avoid unnecessary complications. Most importantly, remember this: your kidneys are resilient. When you support them correctly, they can stabilize, adapt, and in many cases improve. You are not alone in this journey, and you don't have to guess your way through it. Stay informed, stay consistent, and take care of yourself, because protecting your kidneys today is one of the most meaningful investments you can make for your health tomorrow.